Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Fields is without a foot. Training camp news is rolling in hot and heavy. I got new articles on the site at beatbestball.com going through the rarely drafted players for NFC teams. We got updated Eliminator Ranks. It's all happening. It's all happening. Like, subscribe, beatbestball.com. Join the Discord, links below. All right, let's run through some news. I'm in an Eliminator lobby. If you want to draft with me, we are in the lobby. We need a couple more. Let's go with this camera angle today. Going to just read off the Underdog NFL blurbs. A lot of this is nonsense, but what happened was Justin Fields went down to injury. Now, some of these guys are ridiculous on Twitter. I retweeted a ridiculous person, Connor Hughes. He reported Justin Fields is being carted off the field at training camp. Someone else more normally reported that he went down, he got off on the cart, he was able to limp to the locker room. Now, this is concerning because no one is drafting Justin Fields, the thrower, right? We are drafting Justin Fields because, pulled the 107, by the way. We are drafting Justin Fields because he will run the football. That is why we're drafting him point blank, period, personally. So if a foot injury, some of you might think, oh, big deal, a toe injury. Foot injuries can be debilitating, right? Curtis Samuel, turf toe, pretty much didn't play all last year. Plenty of foot injuries will take you out for the year. So some people are giving the opinion he'll be fine. Remains to be seen. I've not lowered Fields in the rankings yet off of this, but yeah, something to monitor. The man certainly needs all his ligaments, so it's concerning, right? If he's not as mobile, that's concerning for fantasy, right? These are all bad things. Possibly we could get a Kirk Cousins trade because of it. Other than that, not a bunch of real news. We're just getting blurbs here and there. Something I did think was newsworthy is Mike Clay, who people are apparently just straight drafting off median projections now of Mike Clay. Anyways, I think the NFL Nation team, which is part of ESPN, they said these guys could be cut. Kenny Pickett, Alexander Mattison, Dameon Pierce, Emmanuel Wilson, Cam Akers. These are those 5 cuts I think are the most notable. In my article on the AFC 2 days ago, I already said Polk and Baker look like they're going to get cut. Jalen Reagor could be cut. That's pretty notable for their 5th round rookie. But yeah, this Alexander Mattison's cut, that would make just Ollie Gordon a way better pick. Dameon Pierce, Woody Marks, Emmanuel Wilson, Marshawn Lloyd, Cam Akers, Kendre Miller, Kenny Pickett, all the Browns quarterbacks. So these are opinions, but they're and then guys like Alexander Mattison, him getting cut, he could end up with the Cowboys, right? All this stuff is in the range. Anyways, we're drafting the Eliminator. We're at the 107. Gonna get my, personally, I do prefer Puka to CMC, but gonna get my CMC exposure more in contests like the Eliminator. Let's do the coin flip bit. I'll explain this in a second if you don't understand. Heads. Okay. Better luck next time. If you don't get that bit, the reason why is because the Eliminator, the first week, half the group gets eliminated, and then it goes to head-to-head matchups all the way through until you reach the finals. So we like to do the coin flip bit as a proxy for are we getting eliminated or are we passing? Just read the article. Good stuff. Thank you, sir. You can get that at beatbestball.com. Max Eliminator this morning. Good job, man. I did a lot of teams early, and I'm saving the rest for now plus August. It's huge that's not the big toe. I mean, honestly, yeah, the big toe is the biggest, most important toe. Some toes can just be taped together, right? Sure, let's get some alpha running. If you've never done any eliminator drafts, they do not behave like normal draft rooms often. Now, this room is mostly streamed because people are watching this and there's only 4 people in here. But like all the running backs in the mid range, they just go, like Chuba Hubbard, he's a 5th round pick in BBM. He's a 4th round pick in this. Joe Mixon was a 5th round pick in BBM. He's a 4th round pick in this. So generally, breaking ties towards running backs early makes some sense. It has been rough, man. Makes me ill. Lunch Table Legend is a good name. Big toe, bad. Baby toe, not so bad. Thank you, Chuck. Chuck, you could just read my articles on my site to get insight on these guys. I mean, it is July, right? That's the best thing Fields got. I would say that, like, Kirk Cousins, this is good news for Kirk Cousins. Any quarterback injury is good news for Kirk Cousins seeing the field. Elite quarterbacks go higher in this. Pretty logical. Where does Rashee Rice go? I have him ranked pretty low in this. Around the 6th. Any player who's going to miss time is a worse pick in this. Any player who's going to miss the early season is a worse pick in this. I heard it was day to day. He was in my article, Pete. Yeah, why not? What's the story we're telling? We're saying that we're getting 20 points each at the running back positions and 25 points at the quarterback position. So we are simply starting each week with 65 points. Now we just need to figure out the other 3 spots and tight end. How did rugby go yesterday? Thank you for asking, Ryan, because I meant to touch on this. So I've now gone 2 days in a row to rugby practice. No one was there. Now, it was raining by me. Maybe worries of thunderstorm. So anyways, I messaged their Facebook. I have not gone on my Facebook in like 10 plus years. I go on the Facebook. I message them. I'm like, no practice? They said, we're at the bar due to weather. Chuba goes, here, you see. People panic at the running back in this. So yeah, I apparently practice got pushed back today, so I'm going later today. I was out there. Honestly, I think it's better for me that it wasn't yesterday. I just felt so slow yesterday. I was drafting Pickens in the 80s. I didn't believe in him before this, no. Moment of silence to my 19% Fields. Honestly, this is just a dip opportunity to me. Like, I'll be buying the dip on Fields. He was in my article, Hunter, for low percent drafted players. Yeah, he's worth a dart throw. This is the Eliminator, sir. I mean, you simply got to go Terry. Yes, he's holding out. He's going to play. I don't even, honestly, I just want to go out there and see how it goes. I don't know if I still have it in me. I'm going to be turning 33 this year. They told me the oldest guy's 38. I might get out there. I might, someone might lay the wood into me. Might get pile drived into the earth and be like, you know what? I don't got it anymore. Right? I used to win with speed. I was fast. I have a good stiff arm because I have long arms. If I'm no longer any of those things, we might need to hang it up. We might need to go play soccer. I'm mostly playing to try to get my cardio fitness back. And it's bad right now. Dude, I mean, people love weekly winners. I don't get it, but they love it. right? Part of the appeal of something like Best Ball Mania is you don't have to build the absolute best team in the world. You're not competing with every single entrant in the contest. In weekly winners, you need to build the highest scoring team in the contest. And if you build a top 99% team, you don't make money. Time for golf? It might be, big boy. It might be, man. Rookies we see going later on this. Logical if you assume that they are slower to ramp up. I don't, Tet, is he really going to be slower to ramp up? Travis Hunter? I don't really know. I don't think so. So I'm not going to ding him too much. Yeah, I think we'll just go a very safe Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith, we draft in the second round. We draft in the third round several years in fantasy. Now he's a fifth round pick. Sure. Welcome to the team. Buys are important for this. In general, the later the buy, the better it is. Right? So week 12 buy is the second best buy to have. Week 14 buy is the best buy to have. The reason being, if you make it to these weeks, you've already made a lot of money. Yeah, if you guys missed it, I went on Coach Speak Index. And, what's generally accepted is if you stream a draft with someone, especially if that person provided the rankings, makes a lot of picks, you split 50% of the team. He wouldn't commit to that. He said he'd only give me 15%. I don't know. It got a little awkward out there. Wasn't trying to make a big thing of it, but he said he had investors. I said, okay, I'll pay you for the team. I'll send you $12.50. Whatever. Is what it is. I guess I have to anti-sweat that team. I don't want to deal with this now, This contest is going to be very matchup luck based, so advancing teams with more rookies or high upside guys could be key to a deep run. Yeah, I mean, look, head-to-head matchups introduces variance, period, right? Now, variance is not a bad thing. You just got to figure out how to lean up into it. Coach Speak trolled you? I just don't think he was ready to handle that question. Wow, what a gift. Travis Hunter, 66. I guess it's just his ADP. I mean, middle of the sixth round. This is reminiscent of Jamar Chase rookie year. And this makes going RB feel so good, right? RB, Jaden, RB quarterback, and our wide receiver room is Terry, Devonta Smith, and Travis Hunter. My God. Right? And here's what I'm talking about with these mid-round running backs. Pollard, Pacheco, Montgomery, Swift. They're all going around more expensive in this. The 20-second clocks are so nice. I want to get some volume in these next couple weeks while we still have the 20-second clocks because you never know. Come August, they might be like, oh, we're going to switch it to 30. And that's going to feel like such a chore. I try and decide what to do about DK because I've only done 20 something there. I might enter a bunch of slows for DK. If that team cashes big, I need public pressure to roll in. 50%. Do what's right. Not even joking. This is why I don't have many guests on to draft Best Ball Manias anymore because I don't want to have to deal with that. Okay, yeah, I think we just pick up the dip on Mr. Judy here. 2 week 9 buys, nothing to be concerned about. Just noticed I'm the #2 fan in the chat. How do you even tell that? Is there rankings on YouTube now? I didn't say bully. I said pressure. Yeah, I mean, even Jalen Warren is going much higher in this. So yeah, definitely be aware of these dynamics. It's how many comments you leave on stream. Hey man, we like the engagement. Who's #1? Who's the #1? I gotta know. Can you look that up? Or does it just say #2 next to Chuck? So Rashee Rice went pick 60 in this. Chris Godwin has not been drafted at all yet. Addison and Godwin, much lower ADPs here. I mean, the Addison one feels wrong, right? He's going to miss 2 to 3 games. The Godwin one feels somewhat justified. I would have taken Addison for sure. I think we're just going to take Jordan Mason here. Get a third running back. He's going to score touchdowns. I got a lot of Aaron Jones. I like Mason, but it's people are falling over themselves to draft running backs, so might as well get one we like here. Oh, it's just for this stream. Rashee, I mean, if it's only 4 games, folks, that's quite valuable. Ayuk and Godwin, there's ambiguity there. Man, my early ranks on the eliminators for Dobbins, like I had Dobbins ranked in like the 170s when his ADP was 220. So we got a lot of early Dobbins teams. And this is why, like, all the nerds out there are like, oh, it's best to draft the eliminator in August when you have perfect news. Totally ignoring the ADP values you could get. And people want to say, oh, ADP values don't matter. It's just a head-to-head matchup. Yes, they still matter. Building a super team is what matters. Building a team that will just smash score 150 plus every single week is what you're trying to do here. Irrespective of matchup, right? Could that team get unlucky? Of course it could. Could that team get lucky? Also, yes. We'll look at some early teams. Not all of it worked out, right? Justin Fields went totally normal in this draft. Ramondre, we see go much higher. Again, it's like a lot of this is just people panicking. Like this guy wanted 4 running backs. Ramondre's next up. Let's go. Welcome to the team, Well, let me tell you a little story here, Minty Tabs. I mean, do we just take Baker here? Unstacked? Why not? Right? It's not like, do we need to do it? No, but he's an ADP value. Quarterbacks also can get crazy in these. Can backstack him. Not even worried about stacks too much. So my first year streaming, I would Venmo. I would tell people like, hey, if you want 50% of this team, send me $12.50. Because I wanted it very clear, right? I didn't want any black and white, like, oh, hey, like here's 10%. I didn't want any of that. I wanted it very clear. Now, people were clowning on me because they're like, oh, you should just eat that for them. And I agree with them, right? Like someone's coming on your channel, they're giving you the time. You should just eat the $12.50 and give them the 50% for a lower buy-in thing like BBM. For a higher buy-in thing, absolutely not, right? Like you're splitting it, right? Like when me, Ron, and Jacob do a main event, we split that. But I wanted no ambiguity. Herzig also invited people on that year, and he told them that he would give them, he would throw a pizza party if the team won. So no money offered at all, just a pizza party. That is way more egregious to me. What I think me, Pat, Davis, others came to agreement on is, and by the way, that year I had many stream teams make the playoffs. I sent out min cashes. So I sent out $12 Venmos, right, to David Kitchen and Co. Anyways, what we've since come to accept, and I think should be industry standard for this stuff, is if you stream with a guy and you don't make the finals, you don't send them anything. So you don't send them half of min cash. Yeah, we're gonna take Ayuk. We have our starting roster. We have starting roster and flex coverage at both wide receiver and running back. This is a great team to add Ayuk on. So yeah, industry standard now. You don't send anyone a week 15 min cash. You don't send anyone a week 16 min cash. If you make the finals, you send them 50% of the team. Or obviously, if you score high in the regular season on Best Ball Mania, you should send them 50% of that too. Just watch the guy take Tyrod Taylor in the 11th round. Man, news is beautiful. Is it really? I generally shy away from drafting too expensive teammates, Angus, right? Like last year, I thought it was crazy that people were drafting Tyreek and Waddle all the time together. Now, the story you tell yourself when you do this is one guy scores well week 16, you sneak in a low-owned teammate who scores well week 17, he's low-owned, so it allows you to win. So I would do it on occasion, and I would be more likely to do it if the field's not doing it as much. So Bowers and Ginty is being rarely done. Tyreek and Waddle was being done in like 50% of drafts, right? There's a different equation there, how unique it is what you're doing. The team, Jaden, Baker, CMC, JT, Mason, Terry, Smith, Hunter, Judy, Ayuk. Chase T, yeah, pretty similar thing. And that one's being done a lot. So, but I'd still think it's fine to do on occasion, you know? Because you don't need pure ceiling out of all your picks, right? I think we're gonna go tight end here. Let's play the ADP and take Mr. Kraft first. I like Kraft. He's getting buzz. Wouldn't be shocked for him to be wide out one on his team. This doesn't surprise me, right? But like that's not a big deal, right? Like me getting Ayuk at 114 and you getting Ayuk at 140 is not really a big deal. So it's like, who do you have on your roster that I won't have? You have Keon Coleman? Oh no, right? Like I like Keon, but it's not like, oh no, you have Keon, and then let's look at a player with 140 ADP. I have Luther Burden, I have Kincaid, I have Michael Penix, I have Jake Ferguson. Jack Beck, I meant to lower. So I'll have to re-update these. I'm going to re-update my other ranks to reflect the Godwin news anyway. So Jack Beck, ignore his rank. This is why I like the draft teams with my ranks, you know, to catch things like that. I would bet on Davis over Gritty, although I would bet on Gritty over some people because the man builds unique teams, right? We're seeing guys like Stafford be pulled up here, right? People, you know, they panic on these things. They want it. Think the tight end does a little bit, like I like Mims, but we'll be taking Mr. Kincaid. Kraft and Kincaid allows me a stable duo. Don't need to add a third. I might, though. Yeah, Gritty's building differently this year. Would you pull Tyreek to the 1-2 turn to pair with Achan, or is that bad? Well, you have to understand that Tyreek, like I have Achan Tyreek plus a second round pick because Tyreek naturally fell to the 3-4 turn a lot before the Jonnu trade. So I still think it's okay to do on occasion, but I wouldn't be doing it too much. Yeah, of course he is. I've thought the Caleb Johnson ADP is insane this whole time. Doesn't mean anything, right? But it does, Of course, Warren's going to be the de facto one on the first day of training camp. I'm pretty sure Gritty does this a lot, but any thoughts on Mahomes this year? I mean, probably too cheap, right? Like, I don't have a ton of him, but want to be getting some more. Just feels like a year he could throw more, I mean, they obviously do, right? But it's not as crazy for the Eliminator because it's like, okay, you know? Yeah, I don't, again, guys, we should not expect rookie running backs to be the RB1 on day one of training camp. Yeah, I do think the ADP should be much closer on Caleb and Warren. Like, the situation is a lot improved for Warren with Rodgers. Kyle Williams, he's getting some good buzz, so I've been out on him, but might have to raise him. All right, Benson. Not a big Benson guy, but seems fine. Am I a feet guy? Is what you're trying to ask me? Hopefully we can get Caleb Johnson to drop some. Right? Like if we can get him closer to the 7-8, middle of the 8th. I drafted him a ton pre-draft. I just never really understood why he's a firm 6th, 7th round pick post. See me looking for my water bottle. Huge early win for my early rankings is guys like Jalen Wright and Roshan Johnson. I have a ton of teams with them as 17th and 18th round picks. I think we're going to. I mean, I do like blue and. All right, let's play the ADP. We're going to take blue. I don't take him really a lot at all, but 162, same division as Jaden. Why not? And might be done at 5 running backs there. 4 more picks left to play with. Maybe a third tight end. At least 2 wide receivers. So, yeah, last pick could be anything except quarterback. Rugby practice got moved till today. So I went out 2 days in a row and nothing. I mean, it just sounds like something you say to motivate a guy. I do think Jaden Blue's ADP before that was insane, but let's check out our bye weeks at running back. 14, 11, 6, 8, 10. So, no overlapping buys. really steers you towards stopping at 5? For this team, you really want Ayuk to see the field by week 8 because we have 4 wide receivers the other weeks. How far are you dropping Godwin? Depends on the contest. And the Eliminator and Drafters more so than BBM. Well, it wasn't a report. That guy is saying that he got fed information from the coaches, which is maybe true, maybe not. All right. Jalen McMillan is the guy I was going to take in the round before this to stack with Baker. So happy to get him here. Does add another week 9 bye, but that's fine. Jaden Baker, CMC, JT, Mason, Trey Benson, Jaden Blue, Terry Smith, Hunter, Judy, Ayuk, McMillan, Kraft, and Kincaid. Yeah, I think with Ayuk, we'll just take 2 more wideouts. Gives us coverage for if Hunter starts slow, if Ayuk, is out a long time. We're expecting these 3 guys to score fantasy points week 1. Could argue it's a little thin, only having like 2 awesome running backs, but hopefully these 2 guys see the field sooner than later. Benson could be in a 1B split this year too. Tight end, might as well just toss on a third, just try to catch some random touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, Jack Beck here feels fine. It is a week 8 bye, but that's okay. I mean, he was a 2nd round pick, right? Well, I think the people were viewing him as strictly a wide receiver 4, which would understand the drop. So you could say, like, what's the difference between him and Dontavian Wicks? But yeah, I mean, he scored touchdowns. Like, he may not have like matched out with advanced stuff, your targets per out run, whatever, but he scored well. There's some risk that Robinson gets suspended to start the year. He did have a DUI. And I don't need like a 1-to-1 replacement of Ayuk. Are you talking about for the Eliminator specifically, Asham? Obviously, I guess not, because playoff game doesn't mean anything for the Eliminator. Jalen Noel is obviously a worse pick in the Eliminator. Appreciate you folks being here. Like, subscribe. BeatBestBall.com. We got fresh ranks. We got fresh articles. Jordan Poole's Wish 69. What a crazy name. Let's take a peek at tight end. I think we're gonna do Theo. Same division as the Commanders and has a week 14 bye. So seems like a good tiebreak. Purdy is quite good in the Eliminators, especially week 14 bye, right? So like him and Drake May, strictly better picks here. Justin Herbert, week 12 bye. What a crazy question. I don't really smoke cigs, only when I'm around people smoking a lot of them and I'm drinking and I feel like it. Rugby's today. Got moved. We got Richardson, Adonai Mitchell stack. Somewhat surprised Chubb enthusiasm hasn't gone higher with Joe Mixon on the NFI. Yeah, I mean, in the second round, it's not great, but I have like Rashid teams in the 3-4. I don't think it really matters at all, right? I got him at the 3-4. Okay, he went round 5 here. I mean, strictly speaking, if it's only 4 games, it doesn't kill the team at all. I know you want it that way, is what I'm hearing from you. I like Andre, but we're going to do Noah Brown here. Probably the wide receiver 3 on the Commanders. Why not? Week 12 bye. So the team, Jaden, Baker, CMC, Taylor, Mason, Benson, Blue, McLaurin, Smith, Hunter, Judy, Ayuk, McMillan, Jack Beck, Noah Brown, Kraft, Kincaid, Theo. Yeah, maybe a little thin at RB3, maybe a little thin at wide receiver. Really depends how good Hunter is to start the year, when Ayuk returns, how good McMillan is to start the year, if Noah Brown's a 0 or not, you know. Don't tell me this as I'm about to go practice today, you know. Ever had any significant injuries? I broke my nose twice. The first time I did it, this guy had like a big swell on his forehead, and he told me people call him Jello Face. Aptly named. There's another long story injury. I don't feel like getting into it right now. All right, let's just look at some early teams. Let's just find one with J.K. Dobbins. Boom. We got a lot of J.K. Dobbins here. Let's see how we did here. I drafted a lot before the schedule. So Amon-Ra, Nico, Rice. Again, right? Is this team dead because it has third round Rice? Definitely not, right? Cook, Harvey, Montgomery, Ricky Pearsall, Jaden Reed, right? So, okay, instead of Rice, we have Ricky and Reed hitting our wide receiver 3 and 4 to start the year. Goff, Burden, and Shaheed, right? We got the Shaheed value. Kraft and Likely. Kraft very late. Stafford, Ford, you know. When you know, you know. J.K. Dobbins, so the J.K. Dobbins really offsets the Rice pick. Kendre Miller and Kareem Hunt. 2 week 8 buys, not great. Again, this was drafted before the schedule. So, is the team automatically dead because it has 2 week 8 buys? Certainly not. Is it great? No, obviously not. But could it advance still? Yeah. What's it need? It needs to play a not great team that week. And it needs, my skill players and running backs and tight ends to just go off, right? Let's look at another early drafted team. Let's try to find one with not overlapping buys at quarterback and J.K. Dobbins. Okay. Nico, Brian Thomas, Cook, Marvin, James Conner, Montgomery, George Pickens, pick 84. Feels nice. Cooper Kupp, Zach Charbonnet, Justin Fields, and J.J. McCarthy, Kincaid, Sam Darnold, Dallas Goedert, Cedric Tillman at pick 180. He's gone way up since then. J.K. Dobbins, pick 181. I mean, Tillman 180, Dobbins 181, smash. Jalen Wright, 204, smash. Andre I like him. So team feels good. Fields, McCarthy, Darnold. Cook, Connor, Montgomery, Charbonnet, Dobbins, right. Feels good. Nico, Brian Thomas, Marvin, Pickens, Cup, Tillman, Yoshivas. Feels good. Kincaid and Goddard. Feels good. Let's do another eliminator. It's first. I don't always name the stream ones here, but I want to try to. Just makes it easier if the team goes on a run for me. That's where he was going before he got traded. Right? And I have several Best Ball Mania stacks with him. Like I liked him a lot before the trade. I still like him. But I have several Dak double stacks before trade. Like this was drafted on May 1st. Jaden and let's just look at it like this. Jaden and Dak, which is not these guys play each other, so I didn't know that at the time. It was pre-scheduled. JT, Henderson, Mason, Eckler, Wright, and Lloyd. Again, cheap Wright, a big part of my early portfolio. Lamb, Terry, Metcalf, ADP value on Metcalf. Pickens ADP value. Not an ADP value on Terry, but not a big deal unless he makes the full wrap. Tillman, I reached on. Thielen and Slayton. Jonnu, not an 80. Somehow ended up with 3 tight ends and 3 week 5 buys with the Jonnu trade. Jonnu, Loveland, Kraft still feels strong at tight end, just, going to eat a 0 week 5. But yeah, Pickens at pick 80 feels nice. I would be mixing. Yeah, I wouldn't get over your skis because, wide receiver 3 on the Commanders could be a lot of guys. Could be Michael Gallup. Could be Luke McCaffrey. Could be Jalen Lane. Could be Noah Brown. Could be a player yet to be signed. Let's go, Jamar Chase. My nose got fixed after the second one, I think. It's a long story. I don't want to get into it. Chase, let's go. Not really, right? Like, this is talking about the team eating a 0 at quarterback. Like, you don't even, like, all the time, if you think about your home leagues, you can outscore someone by 60 points, Like, you'll score 170 and they'll score 90. So you just need your skill players to score like 40 points that week, Fant visited Cincy. I know, man. Dave is going to eat those words about Noah Fant. I don't know. I'm not really doing any volume in that contest, but just jamming the best player seems like a good thing. Like you've only done 10 drafts, so it really depends how many teams you're doing too. Jamar Chase. Simply an awesome pick. I don't find it as fun, but I'm happy you do. I'm sure it feels good to draft a good team. I just don't think it's as skilled, And so, like, I would hate if fantasy best ball moved that way, where it's like, oh, people want super teams, so let's just do 6-person drafts. Ooh. We see Achane go in the first, Derrick Henry go in the first. I'm telling you, certain drafters in this, CMC goes, they're simply clicking the next running back. Yeah, I usually draft some dog bowls in season. Yeah, 24-person drafts. Let's get it, big boy. My Dawson Knox versus your Cole Kmet. Kyle Pitts has been running with the wide receivers. Amon-Ra and Neighbors. Why don't I get that when I drafted the back half? The same team pairing does not bother me with Chase and Chase. Let's pair him with James Cook just because no one else is doing that. Uniqueness not as important, but it is, matters somewhat. The elite quarterbacks get taken here all the time, so Chase Brown, James Cook, Jamar Chase. Let's go. Come on, guys. Hit the like button. I'm not saying I have an issue with an Achane Nico start. I like it. I'm just pointing out that the running backs go in the first round all the time in this because certain drafters have done drafts in this and they don't take the running back and then they feel bad about their running back room. So it just really pulls up the running backs. You guys can't even see my hands, man. Can't even see them. Some of my friends called me a gorilla in high school. This is why I'm, if basketball, you had to be under 6 feet, because I'm 5'11", I'd be a great center. They have that for football sometimes. It's like football, but you have to weigh under a certain weight. We see Trey McBride fall all the way to 33. I don't even know if I got 130. I mean, I think I could do 135. That's what the 245s. Yeah, I could do like a rep or two of that. In the Eliminator, could work. Simply Bengals offense plus other players. No, everyone would not be 5'11" in the under 6 foot league. There would be some very athletic 5'3", 5'6" people who could, dangle around. Oh no, we're bringing this back. No one calls me gorilla now. There's one friend in high school. All right. Clearly, they weren't calling me that because of my huge pecs. I mean, how tall was Nate Robinson? He would be dominant. Nate Robinson height. 5'9", right? How tall was Allen Iverson? 6 foot? Yeah, he would be the best player in the league. Okay, we're going to tack some wideouts on. We could go Joe Burrow too. But I think we'll do Smith and Zay Flower. Let's do Metcalf. Actually, let's do Metcalf and Flowers. Just a bunch of. We're just stacking up this division. You know, hope to get some shootouts in the NFC or the AFC North division. I mean, pull-up strength does not correlate to bench press at all. What's up, Roland? Welcome in. Go Charge Go. This is the Eliminator, sir. So we got 2 running backs, Chase Brown, James Cook. We got 3 wide receivers, Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, Zay Flowers. What's not to like? I train dips more. Like to be clear, I don't bench press really ever. I'll usually do like dips. What's the bench? Dante, what's the bench? Rasheed Rice picks 60. I mean, I think I've said this several times, Will, but yeah, I mean, typically running backs can fly off the shelf here. So if there's guys you like early, you might as well get them. Joe Burrow goes naked, which is totally fine in a contest like this, right? Stacking, definitely not essential. Boom, 345. Anyone got a bigger bench press than 345 in the chat? I want to hear from you. No lying. Have integrity. Tell us the truth. If you can hit more than 345 in the chat, I want to know. Is less than 345. It's a lot, though. I could hit it 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds. Joe, we didn't ask for weight adjusted, man. We want this is for the big boys, okay, Joe? Sit it out. It's not for us either. Not for me either. Yeah, let's go Aaron Jones. Again, RB fever is a thing in this. And let's go Sam Laporta. Get a little stack up that division too. $275 at 180. Impressive, Joe. Elizabeth is saying weight adjusted is cope. I don't agree, Elizabeth. Like weight class exists for a reason, right? But what's everyone's squat clean though? Yeah, so the naked quarterback is totally fine because you don't need to beat 500 teams. You got to beat one team. Dude, YouTube analytics needs to add this, man. They need to add the the fitness of your audience because it's off the charts for me. I'm not doing it today, Jack, but if you want to do a big dog, 4 more. What do you like about the Eliminator game format slash payout? Um, I just think it's super fun to have a head-to-head sweat, and if you have a team that goes far, if you have a team that's alive week 7, week 8, week 9, it just gives you a very clean sweat of what to root for, right? Like, rather than in Best Ball Mania where you're like, oh, maybe I need Waddle to score points here, but Addison to score points here. It's just like, I'm going to know. I'm rooting on this team and I'm anti-rooting these players this week, right? And so definitely going to be sharing, like if I, as, we're going to look at my best ball teams throughout the year and we'll definitely every week look at my eliminator teams. We're not going to look at it when I still have like 50 pods, but if I only have 5 pods, we're going to look at that, right? And you guys will know, like, oh, if he wins this, he's on to week 11, and you'll know, A high stakes eliminator would be fun. Yeah, it'll be great content and just fun, Like I didn't do any of the eliminators last year with the bigger pods. I know some people have been crying about the change, thinking that it introduces more variance. Big deal. Go invest in the S&P 500 if you want to shy away from variance, I can bench press my girlfriend 1,000 times. She lives in Canada and is a supermodel too. It would have been more impressive if you said she was a plus size model. Let's do a Buka. And yeah, I guess we just have to take Fields here. Could also go Purdy. Let's go Purdy. Fields uncertainty. He's probably fine, but it's not even crazy to prefer Purdy straight up. Purdy has the week 14 bye. Again, the best bye you can have for this contest. Fields would have given us some division correlation against Cook. Are we worried about Fields? I mean, if his foot is actually injured, yeah, I'm a little worried, right? I'm not drafting him because of his passing ability. And more importantly, it doesn't matter what I'm worried about. It matters how the market will react. So if Fields is going to go cheaper, which he might, I want to let it a chance to go cheaper. This guy Jacoby here, 55, I think is getting an overkill. You spent a 3rd round pick on Josh, and then you double tap quarterback at pick 8 and 9. All in stacked, of course. Just, it's just overkill to me. I mean, there is absolutely no way anybody knows anything for certain. The injury happened a couple hours ago. So let's check on some guys. Godwin goes pick 84. Rice goes pick 60. Judkins and Ayuk have yet to be drafted. So we've got our starting roster checked off. We got Purdy. We got Chase Brown, Cook, and Aaron Jones covering the 2 running backs and flex. All different buys. We got 3 wide receivers and flex coverage. All different buys. And we got a tight end. Feels good. Doesn't even matter. So we don't get Ayuk. Doesn't even matter, right? If I was so inclined, I could draft Demarcus Robinson or something like that. I mean, DK is not a serious play, so yeah, I like Spears. I wouldn't be planning to do that, but if I had to, he's a better pick in the eliminator, absolutely, right? Guys who were worried will get benched late in the year, so Sam Darnold and co. They're better picks in the eliminator because if you make it late into the year, you've done good, friend. You've done good. I mean, I never really thought an Achilles was on the table. Yeah, I mean, this is not a good thing, right? You need your feet to throw. You need your feet to run. Oh, crazy. Caleb Williams makes it all the way back there. Let's do Kirk and Stroud. Again, nice little stack there. Najee goes pick 122. Judkin goes pick 116. Yeah, the 12 hole is definitely embracing risk. Probably too much. Don't know if you should be building teams with Rice, Godwin, and Ayuk. Now, just because Godwin and Ayuk are on PUP doesn't mean they're not playing week one, right? They probably aren't. Oh, yeah, this guy has 4 quarterbacks. How could I forget? We would have gone Caleb over Stroud just because he runs the ball. That might be giving too much credit. A sham. Trying to starve the beast. I mean, and he didn't even think about it. He snap clicked Caleb. He does have DJ Moore and Rome. I don't, Dante, you watch my streams all the time. I draft craft all the time. Oh, you're asking because I didn't go love and craft? I didn't think about it, to be honest with you. That would have made sense too. But I like Kirk, so happy to mix it up. I mean, Kraft is definitely one of my highest drafted players, so. Yeah, that would be an example of something I think is a mistake. Every single time to always go love and craft there. Going Stroud and Kirk is perfectly reasonable, right? So arguably, I'm happy I didn't think about it. And in general, the tight ends, for whatever reason, like they tend to fall on these. Also known as, I don't know why it's that nickname, but I like that nickname. Probably not, Miles. I don't really know where the slot demon came from, but I've always liked Christian Kirk. Probably just the value. Stroud is Stroud is like Love. Too cheap. Unknown why. Lamar draft or took Kincaid from us. So me and this guy are going to draft 5 quarterbacks. Hope you like single Lamar, dude. Just kidding. Let's see. Again, the jackback rank is fake. Yeah, I think Laporta makes a lot of sense for the team. And Isaac Rendo also makes a ton of sense, giving us some correlation to go with Brock Purdy. Gives me 2 tight ends to feel good about. Probably stopping at 2 when I have Laporta. Ugh. Isaac Rendo, simply a very upside swing. Can I sell you on James Cook will be fine in Smash? Plays for an elite team, plays for an elite O-line, scored nearly 20 touchdowns last year. Quite possible Josh Allen stops stealing 14 rushing touchdowns a year. Catches passes, second round pick, elite speed. So obviously he has risk. Ray Davis could get goal line work. He could actually hold in, although he's totally practicing right now. But yeah, I quite like the risk. Where did Judkins go? We touched on that, but he went 116 in this one. See, there's a mix happening here where, like, I got Judkins at 135 in a BBM. Obviously, Judkins is riskier in this, but at the same time, running backs go higher in this. So that's why he's going to go higher. Josh likes running people over. I do agree. I do think it's going to be hard to coach the Josh out of Josh. However, the coaching staff chooses whether they call a QB sneak at the 1 yard line or whether they call a running back carry. So the coaching staff might just decide to stop calling QB sneaks. I mean, the Wirf injury is not great for the whole Bucs O-line. He should get healthy, though, right? Eventually. So we got Purdy, Stroud, Chase Brown, James Cook, Aaron Jones, Garendo, Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, Zay Flowers, Ibuka, Kirk, Laporta, Ferguson. Honestly, team does not feel weak anywhere, right? I got 3 running backs I feel really good about and a 4th who I love his upside. I got 5 wide receivers I like. I have 2 tight ends I like. I have 2 quarterbacks I like. Squad feels good. Don't feel forced to take any position, you know? I think what we're going to do here is we're going to take Aaron Rodgers and Jonnu. Don't think I need the 3rd tight end, but might as well get a player I like. Rodgers obviously stacks up with DK Metcalf as well. Purdy or Stroud is a pure pocket passer. Purdy is mostly a pocket passer, so adding a 3rd quarterback is totally fine. Rodgers ADP is pretty much here, actually. So yeah, no need to push him. Are you drafting any Woody Marks? He certainly made the article I wrote about. Somewhat. Gotta do what you gotta do. So, okay, what are we going to end this team with? The no overlapping buys at running back and wide receiver is really nice as far as flexibility. We have no overlapping buys at any of our positions. No overlapping at tight end, none at wideout, none at running back, none at quarterback. Just nice because it means, at quarterback and tight end, I'll have at least 2 guys active each week. 3 more picks. 1 minimum is going into running back. 1 minimum is going into wide receiver. That last pick could be running back or wide receiver. We got to ask ourselves, what is the stronger group? Obviously, we do have Jamar Chase holding down one of our wide receiver spots. Probably do wide receiver, but it's close. It is close. Quite happy I pulled James Cook up to the third round rather than went elite quarterback for this team. You know, it could be Cook, it could be Kyron, it could be Brees, it could be Hampton. I think all those names are fine to pull up. But just pulling up any running back for this team feels nice. It's not done a lot. I got a third running back I feel good about. I actually like Cook. I think my ranks answers this mostly, Steve. Too big a question to just name a 500 guys. Having Rodgers stacked up with the Steelers guys is nice because we have, 2 games against the Bengals with the Steelers, 2 games against the Ravens with the Steelers, and then we just have games of the Bengals playing the Ravens twice. So we have a lot of division correlation, which is like week 17 stacking, but you get it throughout the year. Hey, Eric, that's just clickbait to pull him in. Come on now. All right, we're going to do Marshawn Lloyd for sure. I think we're going to do Keenan Allen too. I like it. We get Lloyd, a guy I like. We get Keenan. Wouldn't say I love him, but probably is going to side somewhere. Should go up in price then. Pitt's a hard question because it could be Calvin Austin, it could be Roman Wilson, it could be Amari Cooper, it could be Keenan Allen, it could be Jonnu Smith. Denver, it could be Mims, it could be Pat Bryant. Most likely those 2 guys. Honestly, this is my fault. A couple guys reached out and I didn't follow up. I do timestamps on like the bigger videos, but why am I high on Lloyd? 3rd round pick last year, most likely the RB2 of the Packers. No, it's my fault. Looks like Richardson has flipped Jones in drafts. Seems logical. Purdy, Stroud, Rodgers, Chase Brown, James Cook, Aaron Jones, Garendo, Marshawn Lloyd, Chase, Metcalf, Flowers, Igbuka, Kirk, Keenan, Laporta, Ferg, Jonnu. Yeah, I think we'll just go wide receiver at this last spot. None of our running backs overlap buys, so who knows about Keenan? I mean, Keenan could be a 0, right? Which guys? Oh, Richardson and Jones. They should be good for fantasy. Wow, Darren Waller and Ty Johnson is kind of a crazy picks. Let's look at Pally's wide receiver room. So week 1, for sure, he has Judy, Shaheed, Hollywood, Adam Thielen, and Josh Palmer. Could be rough. Yeah, I don't think he should be taking 5 running backs on a JT Chuba start. This pick should probably have been a wideout. Let's not pretend that Daniel Jones is an accurate guy. Yeah, I think 2-2 is a perfectly reasonable last guy here. Mark 70 eliminators for me. I've not been drafting teams late night as much. I need to start doing that. 724 streamed. Purdy, Stroud, Rodgers, Chase Brown, James Cook, Aaron Jones, Isaac Guerrero, Marshawn Lloyd, Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, Zay Flowers, Emeka Egbuka, who should be going up in price, Christian Kirk, Keenan Allen, Tutu Atwell, Sam Laporta, Jake Ferguson, Jonnu Smith. Getting a week 8 bye feels nice with us, again, having no overlapping buys. Perfect bye coverage matters. All right, folks, that's going to do it for me today. You can get Eliminator Ranks, Drafters Ranks, DraftKings Ranks, Best Ball Mania Ranks, all at beatbestball.com. I did drop 2 articles this week on low-owned players to consider drafting at the end of drafts. Hope you have a great day. Should update my Underdog and DraftKings ranks again tomorrow and have a stream tomorrow. Peace out. Thank you, Ross.